And welcome to the Creative Treehouse. My name is Robin Broom and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Thanks for joining me in the treehouse today. Today I am showing a project that it's actually one I designed for my sister's birthday. It's going to be a little belated when I get it to her, but that's okay because I needed to make this video first. Hopefully she'll understand. And I'm going to change it up just a little bit while we make it together. So I'm going to walk through all of the bits and pieces and measurements, and those you can find on my blog, creativetreehouse.blog. So you don't have to stop it and write it down because they'll be there for reference. And yeah, this is wonderful. I love it. It's called the Painted Lavender set, and it is there's the stamps and the dies, and then in part of the suite there is also, I didn't bring the stamps for it, but there's also the Perennial Postage, and that's what I've used along with the gorgeous Designer Series paper. So, and it's just Designer Series paper using the Perennial Postage dies. And the noise that you hear in the background is my dog. I gave her a rawhide type bone to keep her entertained while I filmed my video, but she is eating it on the hardwood floor, so it's making lots of noise. I apologize for that, but at least it'll keep her out of other trouble. So she is an interesting doggy. So back to the project. Let me go through it with you. So what I did was I went ahead and I cut a bunch of the white pieces out, and then just figured out which ones would go where, and to line it all up the way I have it. And I ended up using 5 of these, and they are this square and these 2 squares right here, and then I think it's 1, 2, 3, all 3 of these. I think that there's only one rectangle that I didn't use here, and then on the inside I also used one of the larger postage dies. And so, and once I figured out which ones, how I wanted to lay it out, then I had to go through and figure out the sizes of the mats and the DSP that I needed. So let me put all these, let me put them back to where they would be, and then I'll give you the dimensions to make it easier that way, I think, visually anyway. So this one will go here. And let me just get all those lined up real quickly, and then we'll go through it. So what I did first of all was I basically measured each of the dies, the postage dies, and then that gave me an idea of where to go from there on the mats. And that one is incorrect. I mean, need to cut that one again. All right. All right, do we have all of them? I think except for that one that is incorrect. Okay. So, and then what I also did was I first made them all the mats Gorgeous Grape, but then I decided to change it up and make some of them be the Pretty Peacock. So, for the measurements, and then this one again, it may be incorrect and I need to do that over again. So, the mat for this one is 1 11/16 by 2 7/16. And these 16ths just stem from the size of the dies. And then this one, the purple, the Gorgeous Grape, is 1 1.5 by 1.5. This one should be 1 7/16 by 3/4. Let me see if that is so 3/4 is correct. Let me check on the 7/16. Yeah, that is, I cut it too short. I think the 7 1/16 is correct. I'll put it correct on my blog, but this one is cut too short. And then the Gorgeous Grape for this one is 2 by 2, And this one is 2 1/8 by 2 5/16. Again, I'll put all those on my blog. And then when you go to cut the DSP, let's add all of those in there real quickly. And then I'll tell you all of those. Okay. All right, and so the Designer Series paper was cut. This particular one was cut at 2 1/8 by 1 5/16. This one is 1 3/16 by 1 3/16. This one is 1 1/4 by 7/16. This one is 1 5/8 by 1 5/8. This one is 1 3/4 by 2 1/2. Okay, so that gets all of that. And then behind that we have the Gorgeous Grape, and it's 5 by 4 1/4. And no, wait, sorry. It's 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. I'm looking at my inside pieces. 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then the Designer Series paper is a 5 1/4 by 4. And I tried solid ones, but this one just, even though you're covering it up a lot, it still just looks the best to me as the background. So, and that piece looks like this on the other side. They look gorgeous on both sides. So that is that. And then we have a Pretty Peacock is your base. So, and that's just your 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. All right, so that is really all there is to this, except I'm going to change it up just a wee bit. All right, I'm going to get my glue. I'm going to put all of these together real quickly, and then I'll show you what I've, another way, and you can tell me which one you like the best. Let me get my Tombow liquid glue flowing here. All right, come on, glue. Here we go. All right. So I get all of these, and then if you have a directional pattern like this, you will need to be careful with how you cut it, so you don't have your flowers growing sideways instead of vertically. So I just thought this was, I don't know, I just liked the look of this. Reminds me a little bit like of a, I don't know, a scrapbook page or something. Not sure what it reminds me of, but I was just really pleased with how it turned out. All right. And if you want to copy it, then I've gone to the trouble of getting all the measurements for you. Mine is possibly that one. So, and then what I'm going to do on, I'll wait for the very last one on the left-hand side, because I'm going to show you a trick. Okay, I'm not going to glue that base on because that was incorrect. But I will tell you on this one right here, I was kind of careful to select the flower just exactly in that strip. If you cut it just right, then the flower can be centered, which is kind of cool. And, okay, on this one, let me show you what I did on one of them. On one of them, I did, now this looks like a stamp, and it looks like a stamp. There's in the catalog, the January through April or whatever it is catalog, the current mini, it looks like it's a stamp. And I searched and searched and searched to try to figure out where is the stamp. I even checked Paper Pumpkin. It's like, where is the stamp? It's not a stamp. It is a die that comes from that postage die set, and it just makes an imprint. It doesn't actually cut all the way through. So, and the way to make it look like a stamp is you take it, and this is an interesting way to do it. Take it with some tweezers. Let me make sure I brought some tweezers. Yes, I did. Okay, and you are going to take it and you're going to put it into your ink pad, and I'm using the Gorgeous Grape ink pad. And then what I'm going to do, get everything set up just so, Then I'm going to reach off of here and I'm going to put it down on here and then run it through the stamp cut and emboss machine to get that impression. I can probably get it even just by pressing. I'm not sure. Let's see. I've not tried it that way. I did actually run it through the machine on my other one, which is what Stampin' Up! Recommends. Let's see. Yep, it only made a faint impression, so you need to do it actually through the machine and get the whole one. But that is how you achieve that stamped look, which I thought was kind of cool, kind of different. And then what I did with the paper pumpkin one, that coordinates with this, it has a couple of dies, and this one is one of the dies, and I put it on the adhesive sheet because it's really skinny and it was going to be difficult to glue. These adhesive sheets are great to use for projects like this. And then you just pull the backing off, and I will list that on my blog as well. And then you've got your little skinny die has the adhesive, and you don't have to worry about making little tiny dots of glue. So then you've got that. So I'm going to put this one together. Let me finish putting this together, minus that one piece that's cut incorrectly. And then you can tell me which card you like better. If you like those two extra pieces, the die that we turned into a stamp and this other one that we added, or if you like it plain, because I think it's fairly busy anyway. So let's get this on here. All right, and put all of those on there, and then I'll set them side by side and you can tell me. Another thing that I like to do that's very subtle, but I think it makes a difference, is I'll take my stamp pad and I'm going to ink up the edges. I'm just going to go straight. If you wanted more ink, you could rotate it, but I'm just going to do it just like that. And it just makes it pop just ever so slightly, which is just nice. It really makes it stand out from the paper behind it. Okay, so let's get all of these lined up. I'm going to sit it on here first and then see how much space I need. And it's not a lot. All right, I'm going to put this one on first. All right. I'm leaning towards liking the ones with the extras more, but I don't know. So I would love it if you would leave a comment and let me know your opinion and see which one you liked better. I need to pull that one up just a wee bit. See if it's still got some wiggle room and I can lift it up. It does. That's one of the really, really nice things about the liquid glue, is you've got some time to wiggle it around. All right, we'll just pretend that one's correct for now. And I'm going to bring out the other one. I don't have my base with me right now. But, so there they are. So except for the fact that that one's not correct and I don't have my base, which one do you like better? Do you like just the plain one? Because the Designer Series paper is just absolutely gorgeous. It's like you've framed each of these pieces. Or do you like the one that has just a little bit extra on it? So let me know in the comments. And I think I'll stop there. Well, I'll do one more thing. I will show you on the inside, because I believe I did bring the inside pieces. And I'll show you what I did there. And I was just going to show you how I did this one with the flower, which is part of the stamp set. And let me double check how I did it. Okay, yes, I did it in the Gorgeous Grape, I believe. And I just stamped it up in the corner. Oops, I did the Highland Heather instead of the Gorgeous Scrape. So it's not gonna work as well, but you know what? That is the beauty of having two sides to your paper. So, oh, I'm missing the edge of the stamp. All right, there we go. All right, and then what I did while your ink is still wet, I went through and just kind of colored and brought the ink into the inside, which looks like you've stamped a different color for the centers. But it's just one stamp, and we're just kind of blending in the ink like that. And then let me wipe that off. And then what we did, and that's the blender pen. And then what I did was I also took a marker, and I don't believe I brought my marker in to the studio, but then I also took the green and I just drew on. No, I didn't. That's right. This is what I did. I used the other end of the blender. I'm remembering with my my garden green, and I just added some color to it, making the green parts green. I think you could probably use the marker, and I may have tried that, but I liked using the blender pen. And you can take it and squish your ink pad really well, and then you can get ink in the ink well right there, which is cool. Just depending, and then you can add some water. You can put in your ink refills. And if you add water, it would be a softer color. So, and then that way you've got a little bit, got some greenery in there. You've ended up with 3 colors when you started with only one. And so that is how I achieved that look. And I think that's all I need to tell you about this time. So that'll be the inside. And I'll bring these back with our missing incorrect piece there. So yeah, that was just fun. I really, really liked it. I love the colors. It's just absolutely gorgeous designer series paper. And right now, as of today is January 30th, 2024, and as of today, it is Celebration. It is right in the middle of Celebration, and you can earn products free, so I highly recommend if you put in an order, a U.S. order of $50 or more, then you will earn free products. And who doesn't love free products? So it's one of my favorite times of year in the Stampin' Up! Year. So you can find all these measurements and all these things on my blog. And if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would love for you to hit the subscribe button. You can even hit the bell and get notified when I put out a new video. So I will hopefully see you pretty soon, because I've got more things that I've on my plate that are ready to be produced, and I'll look forward to seeing you. I look forward to hearing your comments on which of these you like better. So thanks so much, and I'll see you next time in the treehouse. Bye-bye.